I've seen Declan already this morning, so good morning to you. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. Who buzzed me? Good morning, Amy E. I believe it was you that got a shout out yesterday in the AUT live lessons. That's incredible. Well done to you. I was actually teaching Amy a class at the time. I was with the key worker children yesterday, and when you got a shout out, we all screamed. So we were really proud of you. Good morning, Caris. Good morning, Rihanna. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Livy. Good morning, Chloe D. Good morning, Summer. Good morning, Harley. Good morning, Cole. I'm well, thank you. Hope you're good too. You wasn't too well last week, so I hope you're feeling better, my love. Good morning, Amina. Good morning, Safi. Starting in 3 minutes. Good morning, Jude. I've been doing riddles actually while we wait for these 3 minutes. I've been doing riddles for my class. Um, I literally don't know what that is. So I just had a weird comment come through. Yes, I've been doing riddles with my class. Um, I think they found it interesting. So let me see if I can find the riddle that I was doing. Bear with. See if any of you know while we wait. Good morning, Reese. Um, right, let's see. Yesterday's one, you 5 CF were awful. Okay, see if you can know this one. This one I think is fairly easy, but I mean, let's see if any of you know. What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? See if you know. 2 minutes till lesson. See if you know the riddle, the answer to the riddle. What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? Good morning, Haria. 1 minute until we're blasting off. Oh, Carl got it. Declan got it. Chloe D got it. Well done. Summer got it. Well done. Summer, you got my one this morning as well on Google Classroom. Well done. You want to roll with these riddles today. What is this? Harley got it. Well done, Harley. Good. So I asked the riddle, what gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? And as many of you said, it was a towel. That's a good, nice start to our lesson. Right, let's go for it then. What are we doing today? I'm sure you're wondering, so I'm going to start presenting my screen. I'm getting somewhat used to this now, guys, so I say that I watch me jinx myself. Hopefully this will work anyway. Okay, so same rules apply. We're now on lesson 3. Feels like more, maybe because I've done so many mock lessons. He's coming through. Good morning, Solomon. Lovely. Feels like more since I've done so many mock lessons. You should have seen me, guys. I was there practicing, and my partner filmed me as I was singing to the camera just to get somewhat used to it. So I hope it doesn't ever launch that footage because it's fairly embarrassing. But either way, we're now on lesson 3. Hopefully, you guys are understanding this a lot more because you're absolutely epic at commenting in, which is fabulous. But I'm still going to run through the same rules just so that we can make sure that we all understand what we do during these life lessons. So when you see this symbol of me listening, it means just to listen to the content because it will help you with your future task and will help you with your understanding of what we are doing today. If you see the big pencil symbol, that means write into your home learning books or comment to me. Okay. Again, we know how to comment, but if you go back to that page where you had your virtual school, it's got the comment here button in blue where you can click and you can write into me, as Alex has done as well. Alex, again, could you put if it's Alex C or Alex A so that we know which one? And good morning, Isla. Lovely. Good. We've got a lovely team of people ready to learn our English. So what are we learning? We're learning, obviously, as always, 2 parts. Our grammar part today. When I say grammar, actually, I should be saying our punctuation part because we're going to be focusing on a punctuation symbol today, and our reading element. So we're going to start off by revising antonyms, which is what we learned last Thursday. Seems like a while back. We've had a few AET lessons since then. And then we're going to explore commas, and then we're going to continue developing our reading skills, looking at finding, inference, and explanation today. Or Declan, if you have a riddle, send it through to me and I can ask it on Thursday. Okay? Right. So, antonyms recap. We learnt that antonyms are opposite. And we did our whole dance and we were epic at that. And I had so many pictures come through. So, thank you for that. Particular shout out to Toby and Fabian, who were really going there with their dance moves. So, let's recap. You've got there a range of words that I would like you to use your thesaurus to find antonyms for. So I'll give you 2 minutes. You might choose to do the black row, the red row, the green row, or the purple row. It's fine which one, but obviously certain words are harder. So it goes from the easiest, most basic words to harder words as we go down. So choose whatever row you like. Can you find antonyms? Give you 2 minutes. Good morning to Lexi as well. Lovely to see you. Well, see your comment at least. Can't see you, but see your comment. I feel like I should have the anthem song playing in the background. Such a good film. Give 1 more minute. And 30 more seconds. Antonyms for these words. Opposite meanings. Oh, good morning, Athmore. Lovely. They're good. Summer, well done. For entrance, we could change it to exit, which would be the antonym. For push, it would be pull. Good. Subtract would be add. Good, using the inverse there, using math terminology. And for ambitious, good, we could have had unambitious, adding the prefix there, or we could have had lazy. Lovely. Similar way of thinking from Lexi. So for subtract, it would be add. Push would be pull. Vibrant would be dark. Nice. Um, good morning, Alex C. Amy E. Good. High would change to low. Open to close. Start to stop. Well done. Entrance to exit. Honest to liar. Ooh. Good morning, Medina. Don't worry, Athman, we're just doing a quick warm up. I'll explain the next task. But if you are ever confused at what we're doing, I do have a task box on each slide when I'm asking you to do something, so you should know what that slide is asking you for, okay? Good, lovely, good. So I can see that we still have our antonyms knowledge there. So I'm just going to step that up just a little bit. 'Cause remember, I skipped past the slides last time to do the dance. So I'm just going to introduce one more slide on antonyms for us to recap. So here's a small extract from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. You were doing apostrophes the other day, so you can see that I'm using them relevantly, hopefully, because the stone belongs to the sorcerer. Um, again by J.K. Rowling, and Harry Potter's going to be our theme pretty much today because we've got another extract from it coming up later. But here you'll see a small part, which is a description of a particular man standing in a doorway. And your task is going to be to replace the red words with antonyms to change the tone. So currently it says, a giant of a man was standing in the doorway. His face was almost completely hidden by a long, shaggy mane of hair and a wild, tangled beard. But you could make out his eyes glinting like black beetles under all the hair. So the idea is that right now I'm picturing a huge being with hair pretty much covering everywhere. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, I'm pretty much thinking of Hagrid. But I want to change that now. So how can we use the antonyms to completely change the idea or the reader's visualization of who is standing in that doorway? So just change those red words to the antonyms. Let's see who gets in there first. Off we go. Good morning, Callum. Good morning, Sadia. So again, remember antonyms. So humongous would be the same as giant, because it would be gigantic. Humongous means big. So we want an antonym. We want to completely change that. So good. I've got Harley coming in with a tiny man was standing in the doorway. I've got Isla changing for a small man was standing in the doorway. Good. Oh, lovely word, Jay. A miniature man was standing in the doorway. This makes this man seem much less threatening immediately from a giant being to this miniature person. Makes him go from being quite scary to quite cute. Good morning, Emily. Good. We could change long to short. Oh, tangled to untangled. Lovely, Lexi. Hidden to exposed. Fantastic. Yes, Declan, I received it, but I'm focusing on the task at hand right now. Thank you. Lovely, Cole. Giant to minute. Good. That's up there with miniature from Jay. Love that. Good. Give it 30 more seconds. Fantastic, Summer. Miniature. Hidden to visible. Love that. Love visible alongside what I heard earlier with exposed. Yeah, changing that idea of shaggy hair, like going all over the place, to neat hair, tidy, fantastic, Summer. Wild to tame, good. Good. Do you know what? I think it's got hair all over in my eyes and all sorts now. Good, Harley. Good, we can change. Glinted like black beetles. In the open, nice, Carl. Nice, right, have loads. So let's just go with some of the ideas. So let's go for a minute man was standing in the doorway. His face was almost completely exposed by by a short, tidy mane of hair. And a what did we have? Oh gosh, it's going everywhere. Gosh, you should see what's happening here, guys. Talking of wild, my computer's acting wild. Let's go back down. Um, yes. And a tamed, untangled beard. But you could make out his eyes glinting like white beetles under all the hair. Lovely. So now we've gone from having a gigantic, huge, untamed being to a miniature, very neat looking, inviting character, really. So lovely. Well done. Good. So let's move on then to commas. So I have to say, in terms of punctuation, if you think about the punctuation hierarchy, which we've kind of really banished, but still we can refer to it for this point of context. Usually, the first types of punctuation you're taught are obviously your full stops and your capital letters. And we are introduced to those being at the start of sentences and at the end of sentences, and then for proper nouns, etc. Then we start getting introduced to the idea of a comma. And when you're first introduced to it, it might be, oh, it's to separate clauses. And then it might be, oh, and now it goes in front of this and it goes there and it goes here. And all of a sudden, the comma's got such a range of functions that can make it quite hard to master. I would say commas are one of the most difficult or complex types of punctuation to get right. And sometimes I can find people don't use them at all, which makes it particularly difficult for the reader. Or I find people overuse it. So it's about knowing when to use it properly in the right context for the right function. So I'm just going to get you to think, when should you use a comma? Now, if you were listening carefully, I've already exposed one way that we do use a comma, but there are many ways. So can you think or list any? Let's see who comes through with good ideas in the comment section. How do we use or when should we use a comma? Oh, I didn't see that comment previously, Declan, but it's beautiful. Instead of black beetle, we could have had bright, glistening, beautiful eyes like angels from heaven. Did my eyes inspire you there, Declan? Thank you. Um, okay, Amy, I get what you're saying. Lovely. Cole, spot on. Superstar. After a fronted adverbial. Well done. Jay, you came in straight after that as well. Say the same thing. Super. Good. Summer, you can use it in replacement of the full stop if you are joining two independent clauses together. Fab. Wow. Yeah, we'll clarify that, but yes, good. Well done, Lexi, in a list. Absolutely. Good call. They are used for relative clauses when they're within a sentence, aren't they? Good. Yeah, I'm not too sure if you get confused with an apostrophe, my lovely, but remember commas, they sit on the line and just go slightly below it. Wonderful. Right, I've had some really good responses. It shows that this lesson should hopefully flow nicely because there's already so many of you with a good understanding of the use of commas. So let's have a look what MC Grammar says about it first, and then we'll go on to knowing a bit more. So let me do my funny microphone thing. Oh, what's all of this? Don't want that.
Yes, comma song. Yes, comma song. Yes, comma song. Yes. Come on, come on. Come and use a comma in a list. Yeah. After each item in a list. Yeah. After a phrase or a clause. As long as it's subordinate. Yeah. You can use it like brackets. Yes. Or either side of a relative clause. Yes. About a noun that needs a little bit extra information when describing it. There's more after a verb, after a noun, after an adjective. Yeah, and after an adverb. Yeah, that's how we get down. Come and use a comma in a list. After each item in a list. After a phrase or a clause. As long as it's subordinate. You can use it like brackets. Yes. Or either side of a relative clause. Yes. About a noun that needs a little bit extra information when describing it. Yes. Comma song. Yeah. Comma song. Yeah. Comma song.
Okay. I have to say, can we just give me a round of applause because I actually sat still when listening to that and I had to resist every urge in my body to not start getting down with the grammar song. But I resisted because I haven't actually done a routine for that one yet, but maybe I might need to look at it and do one later so that when we revise all of this, we can revise it with routines because obviously we love a little dance, don't we? So hopefully that gave you some sort of idea from our friend MC Grammar as to how we can use commas. But I'm just going to put it into glad you liked it, Declan. Also Ackmore, hilarious, loving life. Good. How we use it. So we've used commas to separate items in a list, which some of you already said, which is brilliant. We use it to separate extra information in a sentence. We use it between clauses. We use it to show direct speech after a clause. And we use it after fronted adverbials as well. So you can see there 5 different uses for a comma, which is why it's so easy for us to get commas a little bit confused and mixed up. So what all of these have in common, all of these different uses and functions, is that they do give the reader the opportunity to pause when reading a text. It's slightly less of a pause than that we would experience with a full stop, which is quite definitive, but it helps the reader take in the information better. Okay, so obviously, usually that extra information might give us more context, or between clauses, that's quite a long sentence, so you just need that breath. For direct speech, it shows the difference between the reported part and the part that's coming in next. So it's quite helpful and really necessary to use our commas correctly within our writing. So, commas in a list. Let's have a little look. Have a little look. Oh, you liked it as well, Rihanna. Brilliant. Rihanna. Good. So, commas in a list. Commas are used to separate items in a list. But the word and is used instead of the comma for the last item. So let's look at that more. So here we go. In my fruit bowl, comma. Now that's not part of the list. So why has that come out? Well, the comma here is after the front adverbial place. It's telling you where the fruit is being kept. So in my fruit bowl, comma, I have bananas, comma, satsumas, and kiwis. Now here, the comma is omitted. It's not used here. Okay, so whereas some people it wouldn't sound as nice to say in my fruit bowl I have bananas, comma, satsumas, comma, kiwis. It feels like there wasn't like that penultimate end. The and shows us that we're coming to the end of the list. So it's quite nice to have it in there. So we've got our comma here to separate the items in the list. So can you punctuate the sentences below here and just underneath that with commas? Think carefully, particularly with the first one. So my three favourite foods are, where do the commas go? The wrapping paper had blue, white, and red, yellow stripes. Where do the commas go? Give you a couple of minutes to type that up and submit it with commas in. Let's see who gets in there first. I mean, Amy E. last lesson was hot on it. And Isla seems to be quite quick there as well. Declan was desperate for first position, but came in at best second. So maybe today's your day, Declan. Let's see who gets in there first. Maybe it's going to be someone completely different, stealing the glory. I look forward to it. Is it going to be a 5 CF winner or a 5 BP? I mean, I have to say 5 BP. I literally storming it at the moment. Oh, come on, 5 CF. Oh, Amy, Isla. I just know. I just know. Let's have a look. The first person to actually write the whole sentence, not use shortcuts, was actually Summer. Well done, Summer. Good morning, Danielle. Good. Really good use of commas here. Good. Well done, Lexi. Well done, Cole. Well done, Safi. Good. Well done. Really, really good. So, what a few of you have done, which I think is worth talking about, is a few of you have put a comma after R. Now, what is actually the best punctuation we should use to introduce a list? This isn't a comma, there's something else. I wonder if anyone can comment that. Because a few people are putting a comma here, and I can see why, but that isn't the best form of punctuation we should use to introduce a list. What should it be? Well done, Declan. Well done, Safi, coming in with great answers there. Oh, Livy, you've fallen into my trap. I'll explain it in a second, my lovely, but have a little look, see if you can figure it out. Oh, Harley. You've fallen into my trap as well. Well done, Danielle. First answer. Oh, no. Where's Summer? Summer! On fire for 5CF today. Danielle coming in second. Good. If we were going to introduce this list, don't introduce it with a comma because it can be fairly confusing to have commas before a list when you're using commas within the list. So use a colon. the two dots, one on top, one below, and let's go. MC Grammar. I mean, I just know all these songs. It's impressive, but also sad. That's fine. So I would use a comma here, sorry, a colon here, to introduce the list if I would like to. Then here, because it said three favourite foods, it had to be fish pie, comma, stir fry, and pizza. Because then we've got fish pie, one item. Stir fry, two items. Pizza, third item. What some people have done, wahaha, is they didn't maybe pay enough attention to that three and put fish, comma, pie, comma, stir fry, and pizza, which actually gave four favourite foods. So the fish pie had to be put together there. If it didn't say three, if it just said my favourite foods are, then absolutely we could have separated the fish and the pie. So do you see how it's important that commas can actually offer us clarity? Because sometimes about it, there could be a state of confusion. So does this person actually like just fish and then a separate type of pie, maybe vegetable, steak, could be, who knows? Or do they like fish pie combined? Because they're two completely separate types of food, aren't they? So that comma there after the pie added clarity as to what that person particularly enjoys. With the next part, it says the wrapping paper had blue, white, red, and yellow stripes. I think almost everyone got that. So well done. Good morning as well, Wassim. And well done to Caris. Oh, Wassim, you fell into my trick, didn't you? With the fish pie there. But yeah, pretty much everyone that answered that second one got it right. The wrapping paper had blue, comma, white, comma, red, and yellow stripes. And well done for not putting the comma just before the and, because it wasn't necessary, is it? We know that the and is going to bring us to the penultimate, the end of the list. Good. So, well done. Let's look at the next one. So, commas in a list again. So, the antique shop sells silver paper, lanterns, drawers, and vases. Okay? Can you make the sentence mean different things by changing the placement of the commas? So, not having the commas quite where they are, some may stay the same, some may change. Can you make that sentence read differently just by changing the commas? Give you a minute. Let's see who's fastest this time. Don't cheat though, write the whole sentence. Well done, Amy, for your previous. You did brilliantly. And well done, Karis, also for knowing it was a colon that we used to introduce a list. Super. Oh gosh, Summer, have you been taking typing lessons? You're so fast. Good job. And spot on. Well done. So all we are doing is changing where the commas go. Some will stay the same, some will be in different places, so that we can change the meaning of the items in this list just by changing the commas. It's like a magic trick with commas, really, isn't it? Good, well done, Livy. Interestingly, you've got a different answer to Summer, but both absolutely correct. Fantastic, Amy. A different answer yet again, but still correct. Well done, Amy E. Oh, Lexi! Dust yourself off. On fire. Amy not only put in the commas, but put in the colon to show superb. use of punctuation within a sentence. Good for you. Love that. I know you're making me laugh because you put your name in the comment bit, the answer bit, and put your answer in your name bits. I'm there trying to read. Your name is now the antique shop sells. Lovely, Isla. Right, fantastic. So we've had different answers. So we could have had the antique shop sells silver paper, comma, lanterns, comma, drawers and vases. So not now, it's not now they sell silver and paper, they sell silver paper. Bit different. Some people said the antique shop sells silver paper lanterns, comma, drawers and vases. So they don't sell silver, paper and lanterns. They don't sell silver paper lanterns. All one. Brilliant. And someone else had said the antique shop sells silver, paper lanterns, drawers, and vases. So just by literally changing pretty much these two commas here, we were able to have different items within that list. So really, really, really well done. And Carl, well done for listening to my explanation because you were confused at the start and then you smashed it at the end. Superstar. Right, let's have the next look. You know, I'm running so late for this lesson. I doubt we're even going to get to the reading. Miss Transfer, as always, runs over. It's fine, guys. So, commas to separate extra information. So, commas can be used like brackets, or as we better know, parentheses, to separate extra information from the main sentence, from that independent clause. Okay? So these are sometimes called embedded clauses because they are embedded, they are within the main sentence, okay? So the boy, comma, who was only 8, comma, won the award for best actor. Right, digressing a little bit, but I just want to see your knowledge. What type of embedded clause is that that's been used in that sentence? Who was only 8. Just going to emphasize that who again. What is it? What type of embedded clause do we call that? I want to see fastest finger. Isla, Amy E. Summer's coming up now. Who is it going to be? Or was it going to be you, Declan? Is this your moment? Oh, I was a complete blindside there. Lovely. It was Harley. Super. Coming in quickly with then Danielle, then Lexi, then Livy. Well done. Good job. So it is indeed the embedded clause there is what we call a relative clause, okay? It's describing, it's adding extra information about the boy's age, okay? Now, what you will notice is that the main sentence, the independent clause, still makes sense if I was to remove that embedded clause. So the boy won the award for Best Actor. Makes complete sense, okay? We know it's an independent clause because we've got the boy, which is the subject of the sentence, the noun, and we've got him winning. So we've got our verb in there as well. So we've got our independent clause, we've got our embedded, and our embedded has to have a comma before and after it, our embedded clause. Okay? Otherwise, it would get a bit confusing to the reader. So we have to separate that extra information. So it's going to be your turn now to get ready to start typing, guys. So here are two sentences, both with an embedded clause within it. Your task is to separate that extra information using commas, okay? Hint, read around what you believe to be that extra information, that embedded clause, just to check that independent clause, the main part of the sentence, makes sense, okay? And then if it does, then you're on to a sure winner. You found the embedded clause. Let's see who gets it. Well done, Wasim and Carl, for knowing that it is a relative clause as well. Super. Declan, if you focus more than having a chat with me over here, you would be. So funny. So where do the commas go? Oh, coming in first with the first one, Amy E. Well done, Harley, for knowing it was a relative clause as well. You've done it absolutely perfectly, Amy E. Well done. Lexi, superstar, absolutely perfectly done. Guys, I shan't comment about the lack of capitalisation at the front of your sentences. The amount of you that have not put the. I know we're allowed to give out commas today, but honestly, capitalisation, let's still keep those practices high and up there. I shan't remember the lack of full stop at the end either. It's fine. But commas are right at least. Well done, Danielle. Well done, Cole. Oh, Summer's coming in with both. And Summer, you are again the only person to completely punctuate both sentences within an inch of their life to perfection. Superstar. Capitalisation, commas in the correct place, full stops at the end, and remembering that cheeky capital letter over here as well. Super. Well done, Caris. Well done, Amy. Right, super. You've got it. You've nailed it. Super. Love it. Yay. And good, Harley. Super. Okay. Keep saying super, but you can tell I'm excited. I'm really impressed. So it should have been the sandwich, comma, which was the only one left, comma, was delicious. Should I remove that embedded clause? It would read the sandwich was delicious. Absolutely correct. Brilliant. And again, we've got sandwich being the subject of our sentence, was being the verb, because again, it can change in tense. Okay. So it can change from was, is, etc. Will be. So we know that this is right. Let's look at the next one when my exit sign moves. Off we go. Yes. Right. The Shard, comma, the tallest building in Britain, comma, is located in London. If I remove that extra information, the Shard is located in London. Again, makes complete sense. Okay, so well done for recognising the commas in those two places. Superstars. Okay, again, we can use commas. So point three now. So we've done the first two in a list and within to separate embedded clauses. But now we're going to separate clauses in general. So commas can be used to break up long sentences. Give that reader a break. Let them breathe, okay? They're used before words like and, but, so, and for. Now, again, you're going to pause and digress. When you're hearing those words, and, but, so, for, what type of word comes to mind? What grammar do those words fall under? What terminology? Again, I've literally got playing in my head an MC Grammar song, one of my favourites, other than the antonyms. You may have even heard it yesterday in your lesson with Miss Mosley. Wait for the fastest finger. And but so for. Good, Amy, you're along the right lines. Not quite Lexi. Super effort though. Good, Cole. What's the correct terminology though, Cole? You've given me the acronym that we use. But what do they all stand for? What are they? Got a tickly throat. Typical. Would happen in the middle of a lesson. Come out. Go away. I know. I really want to hear it, Danielle, myself. Okay. So many of you have recognised that these are used for cohesion and that we call them fanboys. Wait to see if anyone else has got the correct term. Gosh, what's going on with my throat? Ida. Oh, yes, we're in. Conjunctions. Well done. Good. So conjunctions. They are coordinating conjunctions. So just look below. You'll see two sentences, each with a comma. Here we go. To separate the two clauses. So it could read, I was feeling really tired. Full stop. I got up and went to bed. But they've used that conjunction to combine the two sentences instead of placing the full stop there. And instead of having that as a capital letter, it's lowercase, and we've got the comma now. So that the reader still has an opportunity to pause. So I was feeling really tired, so I got up and went to bed. Here we've got the same. She was feeling exhausted, for she didn't sleep well last night. Missing comma. Where should it be? Off you go. See if you can pop in the missing comma here for me in that second sentence. Let's see you've got it straight away. Dude, fantastic. It's like you guys can read my mind and knew what was coming. Well done. If we get time at the end, I will play the fanboys because you're all asking for it. Love the fanboys. I actually have a dance routine for that. Just so you know. You think Britain's Got Talent would have me doing my MC Grammar dances? I might have to give MC Grammar a portion of my winnings, however. Good, well done, Ina. Good, well done. So it should be she was feeling exhausted, comma, for she didn't sleep well last night. Again, I could have changed that to she was feeling exhausted, full stop, capital letter, she didn't sleep well last night. Okay? But we've joined those sentences because it further explains that first independent clause. Gives that further explanation, doesn't it, a little bit? So let's have a look at the next one. So again, want you to look at these two sentences, here and here. Put a little bit of a trick in one of them for you. Can you put the commas in the correct place to separate these two clauses? Well done, Ackmall, super. Well done, Summer. Well done, Amy E. Thanks, Jacqueline, for being my biggest uh, fan there. Going on to Britain's Got Talent. If I ever do manage to be brave enough to go, I'll give you a shout out. Buy me tickets, just as long as you promise to cheer so loud that no one can hear any of the booing. Good, Livy, superstar. Livy coming with fastest finger twice there. Well done. No, that's actually on silent. No, that's happening. Dude, have a check. Look at this word here. Before words. Okay? Close. Oh, Isla, superstar. You've popped it in the two places I equally think it can go. Well done. Well done, Amy E. Fantastic summer. Well done, Lexi. Fantastic. Right, let's go through it. So yesterday could also have a comma after it, couldn't it? Because it could be considered as a fronted adverbial of time. So yesterday, comma, I went to the shops, comma, but today I stayed at home. Would be fine. The candle was burning brightly, comma, but I could see it was about to go out. Good. Well done. I didn't see a wrong answer pretty much. So really, really good. Lovely. Right. Point four. This is a nice, easy one. Is to use commas before speech. So commas are used between. Oh, why have I put that same bit there? I do apologise. Look, I always check my slides. This is the first time I've made a mistake. Sad times. But commas can be used before speech, okay? So for example, Tommy shouted, comma, help me please. I'm stuck in here. Okay. So even though it's a comma here and not a full stop, the start of speech still needs a capital letter. So don't think because it's a comma, we start this with a lowercase. That's not the situation, okay? We still put a capital letter at the start of speech. Another way that it can be used around speech is at the end, if you want to continue on the sentence. So the answer's 15, whispered Eddie. Because we're going to continue on stating who said that speech, we put the comma after or at the end of the speech, but still within your inverted commas. Okay, and then we go on to say how they said it. So it can be used at the start there, before the speech comes up, or at the end there when a question mark or an exclamation mark or a full stop isn't appropriate to be used. Okay, so have a go. Place the commas in the sentences below. See you later, replied Connor. Thomas smiled warmly and said, good afternoon. Where do the commas go? Loving all your comments. You're doing so, so well. Well done, Year 5. Is anyone going to beat Livy this time? Livy's now the new person to be. I want a new name. I want someone new to come through. Amy E. Well done. Oh, sorry, Amy E. You got picked by Isla. Isla, well done. Oh, Safi coming in third. That's a new. Love it. Just remember to have it inside of the inverted commas there, Safi. Well done for putting capital letter for your name. Well done, Isla. Good summer again, making sure that it goes inside the inverted commas. The first sentence. Getting that up. Mm. Oh, hello, Alex A. Superstar. We are, if you look at the task box, we're putting the commas in the sentences below. Superstar Wassim, absolutely perfectly punctuated there. Well done. Brilliant. Right, let's go through it. So it should be see you later, comma, inverted comma, replied Connor. Quite a few of you put the comma after the inverted comma here. It has to go inside, okay? So just be careful of that. And then Thomas smiled warmly. Now, I put a trick here because I put and said. And because I've just explained to you that sometimes it goes before words like and, one person did actually put it here, and that was actually incorrect, okay? So do look at the main part of the sentence because sometimes things can shift about. Just when we think we've mastered something, something comes to confuse us. That is essentially what the English language and grammatical and punctuation features do to us. They can have exceptions and can be a bit confusing at times. So I can get why it was placed there, but it is incorrect. It should have been Thomas smiled warmly and said, comma, good afternoon. Well done. Pretty much everyone got that right. Really, really well done. Okay, the last use is after fronted adverbials. Okay, so here we have fortunately, comma, the next bus came 5 minutes later, full stop. After English, comma, we had the math session with Miss Purcell. Should have a full stop. Okay, and that's also a little hint. Make sure you're ready for that. Not long now. So have a look. This should be nice and easy. Put the commas after the fronted adverbials. So you've got to decide, is it a word that's being used as the fronted adverbial or is it a phrase being used? And then pop the commas in accordingly. Who was it last time? It was Isla last time was first. Sick of these 5BP being in 5CF all the time. What's going on? 5CF, when you come back, we're doing some keyboard typing skill practice. Good, Isla. Yeah. Well done, Lexi. Okay, right, let's take a look now. Then it's Amy E. Then it's Cole and Livy. And then finally Summer comes in. Thank you. In all fairness, though, Summer's done all of it. She's done both sentences. Safi, well done. Isla, check your second sentence. Oh no, sorry, I got confused. You're right. Right, brilliant. Let's talk about it then. Lovely. Okay, so we've got here dramatically the song finished with a bang. So it would be dramatically, comma, the song finished with a bang. There was only one word there as that fronted adverbial. And then the next one, before practice, I ate a full English breakfast. It would be after the practice. So it'd be before practice, comma, I ate a full English breakfast. Okay, so we've got the two main clauses here, the two independent clauses. The song finished with a bang, and I ate a full English breakfast. The extra information, the front of the adverbial to give us a bit more context, is dramatically and before practice. Well done. Okay. Oh, we've got 5 minutes. I'm just going to get you to do this last task. So this is taking you a bit beyond, getting you to think a bit more now about our use of commas. Okay. So task one, write a list of 3 things you would need to camp out for the night. Write your list as a sentence, obviously inserting the commas. So for example, for camping you will need, colon, a pillow, comma, sleeping blanket and torch. Can you create a sentence of what you might bring with you if you were to go camping? Number 2 is, can you add extra information to the sentence using an embedded clause? The last one we used was a relative clause, remember? So Laura walked to school. Where could you put the embedded clause in there? Number 3 is, can you decide what Sky said? Sky frowned and said, what did she say? And where does the comma go? And then can you use a fronted adverbial to describe how the door slammed? Okay. So I've got a few tests there. We'll see who gets our shout outs, who can come up with some amazing sentences to blow us away for the final part of this lesson. Brilliant, Livy. For camping, you would need a tent, a torch, and food. How can I forget food? I'm such a foodie. Well done. I've got a tent. I'm just sleeping on grass. Oh, you're along the same lines. How bizarre is that, Cole? It's like you and Olivia in tune there. A tent, food, and a pillow. Lovely. I don't know if this is just because I'm talking about food, but I'm really hungry all of a sudden. For camping, you will need, well done, let's see, a sleeping bag, food, and a torch. Well done. Really good. Good. Well done, Amy, as well. Also using the colon and commas in the correct place. Amazing. Good. To summer as well, getting both sentences done. So you've gone on to Laura. Laura, who was 10 years old, walked to school. Fabulous. Great selection of the age 10 there. If you maybe said who was 2 years old, I'd be questioning why she was walking to school independently. So that's really good. Just check your punctuation for your speech, Livy. You'd need a comma and inverted commas. Have another go. Nice, Isla. A tent, a blanket and food. Nice, Lexi. Laura, who was 11. Then you missed the comma. So remember, it goes on both sides of the embedded clause. Walked to school. But your embedded clause is absolutely fine. Just make sure you've got the comma at the end of it as well. Oh, poor Sky, Summer. What's wrong with her? Sky frowned and said, inverted comma, I am very angry today, inverted comma. Lovely. Loudly, the door slammed, exclamation mark. Is that Sky that did that because she's fuming? Maybe. Nice link. Good. Right. I've got a few more coming through, so have a look at any that really impressed. Oh, I like you using glum from when we looked up words before, Livy. Sky frowned and said, should be inverted comma, I feel glum. Well done, my lovely. Laura, who was in year 5, walked to school. Well done, Amy E. Good. Right. So I'm going to come past this part. Wonder if I can say what slide I want to go to. Oh, look at that. So I don't have to show you all my answers. Look at how much I missed, guys. Don't worry, we're going to do it next lesson. It's fine. I'm going to start with reading next lesson just so I can make sure we get through it in nice detail. So, you're going to have a break now, 15-minute break. Grab a drink, grab a snack. Make sure you got your books and your pens ready to join Miss Purcell at 11:15 for your maths session, okay? And then after lunch, complete your doodle tasks. Now, please make sure that you do sign on to Doodle. If you're on an iPad, it'll be 2 separate apps. It'll be Doodle Math and Doodle English that you'll need to sign into. So make sure you've got those downloaded. It makes it easier. If you're on one of the school Chromebooks, remember that they are touchscreen. But yes, thank you very much for tuning in today, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.